my name's Cassie, and I have Olivia, Chandler, and Kaylee here with me today to provide you with an overview of our research project, which was Parent Perceptions of Telehealth for Children in Early Intervention and School Therapy. So, first off, I just want to provide you with how we have defined telehealth throughout our study. So, when we reference telehealth today, we are viewing telehealth as being the practice of using technology such as your laptop, your phone, or a tablet to participate in healthcare visits rather than being physically inside of a doctor's office. The purpose of our research study was to gain a clearer understanding of the perspectives of both parents and caregivers of children who have participated in school-based or early intervention therapy. And our research aimed to answer the following four questions. The first being, how effective do parents of children who received telehealth therapy feel those services were for their child? The second being, what is the strength of the relationship between perceived effectiveness and length of time of service? The third being, what is the strength of the relationship between perceived effectiveness and school-based services and early intervention services? And our final question being, specifically, how effective do parents of children who received occupational therapy feel those services were for their child and family? And how does that level of effectiveness compare to other therapy services? Now, Olivia is going to talk a little bit about our methods section.
So to start our research design, our study had a correlational research design aimed at discovering the strength in the relationship between perceived effectiveness of telehealth services within school-based and early intervention settings. Our sample, so to qualify as a participant, our participants had to be 18 years or older and have had a child in school-based or early intervention who received telehealth services via teleconferencing or video conferencing or both. So we sent out a survey that could be taken voluntarily to the therapists in these settings in West Virginia to be distributed to their clients' parents. And we use Qualtrics database to create the survey and to receive all of the data that we use for data analysis. And the OT students and our advisor all combed through this data to find common themes to discuss the correlations found within the data. Now, Chandler's going to talk about data analysis.
So within this study, we analyzed data for both the early intervention and school-based survey. The early intervention survey had 47 participants who completed the entire survey, and the school-based survey only had 4 participants complete it. The small sample size made it a little bit difficult for us to analyze the school-based data and identify their themes. Most of our data from the school-based survey did not provide statistically significant results. Like Olivia said, our data was analyzed using the Qualtrics database and by independent student researchers within the WVU OT program. We created Excel sheets of data along with graphs to easier examine. The student researchers examined the data and identified common themes within the participants' responses. These themes were further investigated to identify relationships. We organized the themes under 4 research questions that we discussed above. My other partner, Kaylee, will now discuss the results of our analysis.
As Cassie introduced earlier, we have addressed 4 research questions in this study. With answering those questions, we have found that based on the early intervention survey, 78% of parents of children that received telehealth therapy felt that the services were very effective or somewhat effective for their child. Half of the respondents from the school-based survey strongly disagreed with this question, which reported their opinion that they did not find it effective. For the majority of parents, which was 89%, that participated in telehealth for 6 or more months, they felt that their treatment was effective or somewhat effective for their children. Parents who participated for less than 6 months had a total of 64.3% that found it effective or somewhat effective for their child. Based on the school-based respondents, only 25% of parents felt that the services that they received were somewhat effective. The early intervention respondents had 36% respond that it was very effective and 42% respond that it was somewhat effective. From the respondents who participated in occupational therapy services, 29% of them responded to say that their services were very effective, while 48% reported that they were somewhat effective. Respondents who participated in other services other than occupational therapy services via telehealth agreed that they were very effective or somewhat effective, with a total of 78%. As you can see below, we have a QR code for our references.